Hey, welcome back to Beautiful You, and thank you so much for being here. Today I want to talk a little bit about insecurity. I was so insecure for so long in my life, and I didn't even realize it. My mom used to say, "Why don't you have better self confidence? You're worth so much more. Why are you so insecure?" And I would think, she doesn't know anything. I'm not insecure. Why does she think I'm insecure? And it took me many years to actually understand that I really was insecure. And I haven't quite figured out yet how you make someone understand that they are insecure if they don't realize it, because as with everything, awareness is the very first step. And so you have to become aware. So I guess if you're not sure if you're insecure or not, think about what motivates your decision making. And if your decisions are if your choices are motivated largely by what others will think of you and whether or not you will make others happy doing such a thing, then that could be telling that you could be having some insecurity issues. Another thing would be, think about what you're afraid of. Again, what motivates you to make a decision or not make a decision? Do you not do certain things because you are afraid? Maybe you're afraid of just going out in public. Maybe you're afraid of failure if you go out and do something. Maybe you are afraid of what others will think of you doing such a thing. I think if you are having those kinds of fears around doing certain activities or things or hanging out with certain people, or if let's say you're afraid to make new friends. If you are afraid to make new friends, why? Do you think that people will not like you? It's true. People will not like you. There will always be people who don't like you. One of my favorite sayings is that you can be the juiciest, ripest peach in the world, and there will always be someone who doesn't like peaches. That's okay. We do not all need to like each other. And if we all did like each other, our world wouldn't run the way that it's supposed to run. I mean, we don't have time in our lives to spend all the time we want with every person that we love. And so therefore we need to have some people who we don't like, we don't want, and having people in your life that you don't really like is actually a good thing, because you can determine what behaviors those people do that you don't like, and maybe you work towards not doing them yourself. Or you may realize, if you look really closely, that you don't like someone because they exhibit all the traits about you that you don't like about yourself. But if you will take the time to look at that and be honest with yourself, then you may be able to really make some changes within yourself that can bring you peace and happiness and more love for yourself. Another way that I really helped myself to become less insecure was, after thinking about it one day, I realized I believe in God. I call him my father. He is my father, and he's my best friend, and he's the only thing in the world that I base all my decisions on. If I really am struggling to make a decision, I think about Father and what he would want for me, or try to understand what he might want for me. And that's what helps me make my decisions now. But one day when I thought about it, I thought, well, Rachel, if he loves you, how can you not love yourself? Isn't he good enough? So that really made a big difference for me, because once I thought, the only person in the whole world that matters, and I didn't always think this way. For a long time I thought my husband was more important. Other times I thought that my family was more important, my job was more important. I didn't understand how I should prioritize things in my life and in my world. I didn't understand that. And so since I didn't understand it, I did not put Father at the top of the list. Once I put Father at the top of the list, It made everything else so easy. And I know maybe somebody listening doesn't believe the same thing I do, and that's okay. You can believe whatever you want to believe. But if you believe in something, and even if you believe in nothing, it still works. But if whatever you believe in, if you believe in the universe and you believe that the universe loves you, you do have to believe that whatever you believe in loves you, even if you don't believe in anything other than yourself. You believe you are your highest power. There's nothing more than you that matters in the whole world. Well, if you believe that, if you are good enough for yourself, then why aren't you good enough for yourself? It doesn't really make sense to say it, but I'm going to venture a guess that most people that have issues with insecurity, well, that's not a fair guess. I was going to say most people that have issues with insecurity actually probably do believe, but don't yet understand how much that they are loved. I think that's a big part of it. We don't understand how much we're loved because we're so involved in this world down here, and this world matters so much to us. We don't realize that this silly little world in which we live is just a little blip in time of our actual existence for our spirit and our souls. This is just a little thing that we're going through, and it's not the most important. Therefore, the things of this world really are not the most important. People and relationships and love, I think, are what we're supposed to be getting from this life. And I think also faith in what we believe in that's higher than us is what we're supposed to get from this life. And so if you are feeling insecure, I really want you to focus on what you believe is a higher power than you. And if you don't believe anything is a higher power than you, then that's fine. But understand I think that it's very hard for me to talk about things from a perspective of not having at least a higher power of the universe, if not Father. And I'm not talking about religion. I don't care about religion, whether you're Muslim, Christian, or whatever all the other millions of religions there are in the world, whichever one of those that you are, they all believe in a higher power, a higher being. Even Buddhists, Hindus, I think they all believe in something bigger than themselves. And most of it revolves around love. And so I guess I'm sorry, it's very hard for me, and I could possibly maybe come up with some brainstorming thoughts and ideas about it if you don't believe in anything higher than yourself. But and I'd be more than happy to do that non-judgmentally. You have to do what's right for you. I'm not here to tell you what to believe or what to think or who's the boss or anything. I'm just here to encourage you and to try and help you think of things in a perspective that will help you make the best of this life and and utilize yourself in the best way. And the thing is when we're insecure and make decisions based on insecurities, that's when people more likely tend to get involved in things that cause a downward spiral, like, substance abuse or, behaviors that can get you in trouble, like gambling or shopping or whatever, but when we don't, when we have these insecurities, oftentimes we're looking for ways to stop feeling that way. And so we may turn to substances or activities that may cause harm to us. And so if you can look at reasons why you're insecure and try and understand it, and then get to a place where you can make your decisions based on something else, I think that would be really helpful for you. I really, really do. And I'd love to explore this more with you. You can always email me at themiracleofbeautiful@gmail.com. You can leave a comment. Most of the followers on this channel have my personal phone number, so you can always text or call me. But I'd be more than happy to explore it with you, because insecurity, we don't talk about it that much, I don't think. I mean, we do have a focus on it in our media today, I guess, but I think that it actually makes us even possibly more insecure, because the media really, marketers have to focus on all outward things. They have to focus on what you look like, what you're wearing, what you're doing, and that sort of thing. It can't focus on what's within you, because it wouldn't bring you back to them. So, that's one of the reasons I think why social media and devices and things like that aren't good for you, because it brings you away from what really matters, which is what's on the inside of you and your belief system. So anyways, I feel like this has been really convoluted, but I hope it's been helpful for you, and I would be more than happy to talk to you more about it if you want to. And I'm not saying I know anything, but I think together we could really come up with some interesting ways to look at things differently for you specifically in your life. Or talk to your therapist, which is probably better than talking to me, or talk to someone that you really trust. Or just think about it within yourself and pray and meditate over what makes you feel insecure and why. Why are you feeling that way? You wouldn't believe it sometimes, the things that we feel insecure about. So I hope you'll look into that really honestly and truthfully with yourself. It may be painful, but if you can't get past it, it's going to haunt you forever, and it stifles your growth. And I want you to be the most beautiful you that you can be.